Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to JC's Learning Edge. I'm so happy that you're here. And today we're going to do something a little bit different. Since I wasn't able to make it for our Friday deep dive last week, we're going to do a deep dive session today. And I believe it's going to be powerful. So, really quick, go share with your friends. Share this everywhere you can because this is really going to be powerful. Now, last week, we talked about resilience, and how it's not just about bouncing back, but it's about staying aligned when life hits you with unexpected turns. Because setbacks don't always mean just failure. Sometimes they reveal how bad you really want what you said you wanted. So today, we're going to go deeper into what it really means to overcome setbacks and stay mentally positioned for success. Let's get into it. Now, my first point today is setbacks don't define you, they refine you. I'm going to say that again. Setbacks don't define you, they refine you. Here's the truth: every person who's accomplished something great has faced a season where it looked like everything was falling apart. But what separates them from the rest is how they interpret that season, how their mind was positioned. See, most people they see setbacks as a statement like you're not good enough, you failed, you wasted your time. But those who grow, they see it as feedback. They see it as a mirror showing them what needs to be developed, what needs to be strengthened, and what needs to be restructured. Sometimes the rejection wasn't punishment, it was redirection. That job you didn't get, that opportunity that fell through, those moments force you to look deeper and build skills, discipline, and character you would have never needed if everything just went smooth. So as I said before, setbacks refine you by exposing weaknesses you didn't know you had. They humble you enough to start learning again. I'm gonna say that again. They humble you enough so that you will start learning again. Because when everything's all fine and dandy, you feel like, why change everything? Why change anything? Everything's going great. And also, they push you to find creative ways to move forward. You start realizing that the process isn't breaking you, it's shaping you for what's next. I'm gonna let that resonate with y'all real quick. The process isn't breaking you, it's shaping you for what's next. So when something doesn't go as planned, don't personalize it. I want you to analyze it. Ask, what is this trying to teach me? Because when you see setbacks as a lesson, you stop taking them as losses. And that leads me to my second point. Realignment is more important than recovery. You see, when something knocks you off track, your first instinct is to, bounce back, to hurry up and feel normal again. But what if normal wasn't working? What if the goal isn't recovery but realignment? You see, recovery says, let me get back to how things used to be. Realignment says, let me adjust so I can move better this time. See, setbacks create space for evaluation, for slowing down long enough to ask, am I still aligned with what I said I wanted? Maybe you've been grinding hard, but not necessarily going in the right direction. Maybe your priorities got out of order. Maybe you've been reacting instead of responding. Realignment is when you step back, check your foundation, and make sure your actions still match your assignment. It's being willing to pivot when needed, not out of panic, but out of purpose. And here's the thing: realignment requires honesty. You have to be willing to admit what's not working. You can't keep patching over broken patterns and expecting new results. I'm going to say it again. You can't keep patching over broken patterns and expecting new results. Sometimes the best move isn't to push harder, it's to pause, rethink, and redirect your energy toward, where you actually want to go. The moment you realign, you regain clarity. And with clarity comes confidence. That's when your next step starts making sense again. And that leads me to my third point. Build mental endurance, not emotional dependence. You see, resilience isn't about being hyped up 24/7. It's about being steady. It's the ability to stay consistent when motivation fades, when the excitement wears off, and when the progress starts to slow down. A lot of people depend on emotion to move them. They only give effort when they feel like it. And I've been guilty of this. But I want to tell you that emotional dependence is dangerous because feelings fluctuate. They change all the time. If you only move when you're motivated, you'll never develop the stamina required for real success. Mental endurance is built in the unseen moments when you're tired but still follow through, when you fail but still show up, when no one's watching but you still do it. That's where mental toughness is formed. Think of it like, going to the gym. You don't build strength by lifting something once. It's through repetition, resistance, and consistency. The same applies to your mindset. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you're strengthening your resilience muscle. And over time, you start realizing you don't need to be inspired to move anymore. You've trained yourself to move regardless. And that's where true resilience lives. So ask yourself, are you waiting to feel ready? Or are you training to stay ready? Are you waiting to feel ready? Or are you training to stay ready? Because success doesn't come to the most excited, it comes to the most consistent. I'm going to say that again. Success doesn't come to the most excited, it comes to the most consistent. And if you're serious about mastering your focus and developing the discipline to keep going even when life gets tough, grab a copy of my book, Graduating Half the Time: The Secrets of Self-Paced Learning. It's not just about education, it's about mindset. You'll learn how to stay disciplined, self-motivated, and consistent while working towards any goal. As I said, this book is not just for students, this is for anybody with a goal. And you can get it right now on Amazon in paperback or ebook version. Just scan the QR code. So I want you to remember, resilience isn't about bouncing back. It's about bouncing forward. It's about learning, realigning, and staying focused even when the plan changes. So I want you to take some time this week to reflect. Where do you need to realign? What lesson can you pull from your latest setback? And what habits can you strengthen so you stop relying on emotion and start relying on discipline? I want you to take time to really reflect and be honest with yourself. And that being said, I want you to join me this Friday for another deep dive session as we continue our series, Positioning My Mind for Success. And I don't know about y'all, but this has been good. This has really been encouraging me and blessing me. So I would encourage you, don't come alone. Bring a friend who's ready to grow. And remember, success doesn't shout, it shows up. And that being said, I'll see you Friday. Meet me there. Bye bye.